Welcome back to the shop. Today we're finishing up our Project 68 Mustang, the car here behind us, and we've got Rich Gardner with us today. He's actually the owner, the one who ponied up the money for this job. We've been wanting to do with these for several years now. Do it the right way, the built to be driven method. This is a car he's owned for several years now, haven't you?
Yeah, got it in 2013 before I went to Korea.
Fantastic.
Bought from my uncle.
Yeah, this is a family car, 85,000 miles.
84,000 miles.
84,000 miles.
Yeah.
So he brought it to us. This was a 289 C4 car, a little two-barrel car. He had some work done. Had a 4-barrel carburetor put on it, intake. It was running really rich. It wasn't set up right. Still had the points in it. And he was looking for a little more fun. He wasn't drag racing the car. He wasn't out looking for ultimate performance. He just wanted that sporty feel. And so we went with the TKO 5-speed in it, dropped the rear gears to a 355, give it that nice one. So it just pulls in every gear. It just has, we didn't make it a lot faster, although it is, but it just feels so much more fun to drive. And putting the PerTronix distributor in it, the quick fuel carburetor with mechanical secondary, so every time he kicks the gas, he's gonna stand up and run. Those gears, that smooth feeling transmission just gave him a nice sporty car. But what we're here today is to hear about his story. I just gave you a little recap of what we did with the car. So what we build here at Man Engineering is not just cars. We build relationships. There's a popular TV show where the gentleman makes the comment, if you ask me who I care more about, you or your car, I'm gonna choose your car every time. And we've felt that way for years. But I also care about the person. I wanna get to know them. I wanna know how they are. Rich and I we kind of became friends through work.
Yep.
And then we became good friends over building this car.
Yep.
So we've built a relationship now, a relationship that will stand, that will last. It's based around a car. Family relationships, you'll hear me talk about me and my dad and our relationship. And I'm hoping Rich will tell us about his relationship with his sons and how this car is going to affect them. But that's one of the things we build here is these relationships. So that's kind of where I want to start with, a little bit about your car story, what your first car was, what your favorite car you've ever owned is, how you got this car, and why it's so important to you, and maybe some favorite car memories, throwing several things at you there at once. So Let's start with your first car.
First car was a Datsun B210, 78. It cost $200. My dad worked at a grocery store. He bought it from a wino. And had beer bottles, Budweiser stuff in there like that. Then I sold it a year later for $500. But then when I got some money when I deployed, my favorite car I've had before this car was a 2002 Audi TT. And I paid cash for it back when I was stationed in Iraq for 13 months. And I bought it online, sight unseen. And I told my dad, I said, Dad, can you go get my car down in Fredericksburg, Virginia? He's like, your car is sitting outside. I had a Nissan Pathfinder. Your car's sitting outside. I said, nah, Dad, I bought another car. I was like, what? And growing up, we didn't have it like that where, we keep cars for 10, 11, 12 years until the wheels fall off. And each parent had one car. So when I said I have two cars at, I don't know, 30
That broke tradition.
Yeah, I'm like, my dad thought I was like rich. I was like, you got two cars? And it's just you? So, yeah, so that was my favorite car. But I liked, the way this car came about. My uncle who's still living, he's 75 years old, and he got it from his aunt in DC, and it's my godfather, and I got it from aunt in DC, and my aunt know I like cars, and she told me, your uncle's got a Mustang in the garage. I was like, what? He didn't even like cars, but he handed down to him from his aunt. So I was like, are you serious? Yeah, it's an old car. So the car was like it was like a teal green, seaweed green, what they called it, right? And I said, oh, how much you think? He was like, no, I'm not selling that car. So I had to break him down. First he said 5,000. I was like, all right. I was like, I didn't have that much money, but I was like, hey, he doesn't know what he has. It was seaweed green with white interior, automatic, one exhaust, 14-inch tires, and the wire wheels. I always love cars from the auctions, and we go to Father's Day events and stuff like that. And obviously all his cars, I couldn't afford them, Moose and all those guys doing his cars, and couldn't afford that, right? But he said, all right, he's like, he's like, you take care of your stuff, right? He had 4 kids already, so I was like a godson. And he said, you really want to buy it? I'm like, yeah, how much? I'll sell it to you for $3,000. I was like, $3,000. I was like, it ran and everything. So So when we first got it, you know, me, my son, my older son Jeremiah, and my wife and my daughter, they stayed in the house. But we took it for a ride, and that thing was scary to ride. I was just like, oh my God, I don't want this thing. But it was scary to ride. But he took $3,000. I'm gonna take it. So when I got the car back in 2013, what was unusual is that I didn't even really like Mustangs. You know, if I could have my shoes, maybe like a Chevrolet IROC Z28 or something like that. You know, of course everyone wants the 69 Camaros, but you know, 80s IROC Z. I see them out there now, pretty cheap. But I ain't even like. I was a Chevy guy, but it was like $3,000. But then, you know, a couple of years went down, and we went to Korea. We came back, and I'm in Korea. My older son Jeremiah, he bought himself a Mustang, and I was like, where did that come from? Right? And one day I had it, got a photo of it too. I had mine parked on the left, and my mom's parents' garage, and his parked on the right. And I was like, man. And I was like, you know what? I love Mustangs now. And he went to work for a Ford Chevy dealer outside by my parents' house, selling Mustangs. I'm just like, I don't know where that came from, man. I said, if you love it, I like it. If you like it, I love it. And the unfortunate thing is that I lost my son. It'll be 6 years in July, and I lost him while he was in a Mustang. You know, and real sad story. I'm not gonna go into details of how it happened, but I lost him in a Mustang. But then, you know, I was like, you know what? Okay, that's it. You know, we're gonna, you know, as you go through therapy, I was like, you know what? We're gonna make some new memories. So, I got my older son, Jackson. Come on over here, man. I got my older son, Jackson, and he likes Mustangs also. Have 6 down for
Sweet.
Yeah.
Enjoy the conversation.
Man, he likes Mustangs also, and I didn't even know he likes Mustangs, but he loved them too. So I was just like, you know what? I can't get a new one, you know, but he wants his own. So I said, all right, I'll be the old guy with this one. You get your own, you get your money right, we'll ride it. So he likes Mustangs too, so you know. But I got a picture of it. We rented one a year ago for the Taekwondo tournament, and I think he didn't know I was getting the Mustang, right? And we rented one, a convertible, down in Orlando. He won Bronze Star and all that, and it was we had a great popped the convertible back, and I had that bad boy wide open one time, just rolling. So, hey man, that's what you want, man. You know, it's always kind of hard to find that car that you want. It's something to strive for. So, you know, I really look forward to the summer. We got some plans to go to the Grand Canyon.
Yep, that's right.
And that was the main thing of getting this car ready. It'll take 8 days. I got some leaves saved up. We're gonna hit the national parks, especially now since we can't really fly nowhere. But hit the national parks, and I'm gonna open it up, AC or not. I mean AC, but AC or not, windows roll down, and we'll have a good old time. Just make some new memories, and I look forward to that. That's me kind of like my, you know, just kind of like basic, you know, just nice, relax, enjoy the area, vacation. So, and then my son's 13. He doesn't know it yet, but we go back in 2 years or go for another place. He's gonna be over there driving. And a lot of times, kids don't drive sticks no more.
It's a lost art.
It's a lost art. It's kind of like cursive. And what was that movie we watched? You had me watch where the kids come out the mall or something like that, and they see an old Mustang. What movie was that?
I don't know. It was on Netflix.
Stranger Things or something.
No.
Oh man, it was a good movie, right? And he had me watch it, and I forgot what the movie was. And these kids, these 4 kids, there's a girl, whatever, and they come out. The camera's like, you know, oh, there's a car, an old car. The new cars, Teslas, and all electronic stuff. You know what I'm saying? You can't, you know, you get from point A to point B. And they come out, and the kid gets in the driver's seat, and the camera, you know, he's like, oh yeah, I'm a driver. And he looks down, it's a stick. He's like, oh my goodness. And then the little girl comes out, and she can drive a stick. Again, about the same age as him. And I've seen some kids driving cars now, right? And I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. So just in case, you know, the world comes to the end, like maybe right now, you know, everything locks down, you still get your old car. And turn it on, and it's got all the, you know, Bluetooth, all that backup cameras, all that stuff. Just a car I can get down the road. So that was the whole thing of making new memories.
Yeah, I always talk about getting in the old cars. It's nothing automated.
Yeah.
It's you in the road, and you have to be in complete control. All the feedback is manual. It doesn't do anything for you.
Yeah.
If you screw up, it's on you.
Yeah.
You know, the feel is just so much better. The little smell, the little gasoline, the little uncertainty of it. You know, it's just a whole different feel.
And I'm great that we had the fuel gauge replaced because twice we go on the side of the road and ran out of gas. One coming from church, I think maybe one coming from a car with a coffee or something like that. So that's a big perk, you know.
So in some of the videos that you've seen, did replace the sending unit. The sending unit sitting in that gas tank over time just deteriorates and goes bad, and the gauge was fine. I just needed a new sending unit in the tank. So that's one of the work order, just general maintenance things. When we got into the car, it needed a little more help than we thought it did.
But I'm done now.
He's done. He is done. He's got a wonderful driving car.
Yeah.
So Jackson, why do you like Mustangs? I'm gonna throw you out there.
Like the inside of it.
The inside, the interior.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's your favorite color on a Mustang?
Gray, black.
Gray and black.
You know, hey, my favorite colors too.
There you go, gray and black. So, you gonna be happy to take over this from him?
Mm-hmm.
Think he's actually gonna give it to you?
Maybe.
Yeah, of course, man. Drive it. You know,
So he kind of let the cat out of the bag a little bit. We're talking about a road trip to the Grand Canyon this year, taking our classics, the 55 Chevy, maybe the 69 Charger, definitely this Mustang, a few other cars. I'd like to get about 5 or 6 pre-70 cars strung out across the country for 9 to 10 days and do some photo shoots and just get out and enjoy the old roads the way they're meant to do, run as much as 66 as we can, just have the fun. And you had talked about that you may, you want to talk about some of your plans for that?
Yeah. So, you know, Jackson's growing up now, and, you know, I said I lost my son almost 6 years ago, but I lost my dad 3 years before that, almost to the day. And my plan is to put a GoPro inside the car and have some father and son discussions. He's 13 now, you know, he'll be 14 soon and all that type of stuff. So, you know, from this age to 18, 19, it goes really fast.
Yeah.
So it'll take this time to really kind of sit down and talk to him, but make sure I get it on tape. My dad passed away at 60 and my son passed away at 19. So, you know, and I just recently just buried my cousin at 51, like this past weekend. So I started to take, I don't take the time for granted anymore. You know, if people want to do stuff tomorrow or next year or whatever, you know, bump that and get it out there, do it, get it documented. And I know people don't put stuff on VHS no more and all that stuff, you know, camcorders, but put it on the phone, Facebook, cloud, or whatever case is where the kids.
Some form of digital media where you keep it forever.
Keep it forever, you know.
Share it with the world in some cases.
So our plan is to put our stuff on YouTube, and I haven't seen a whole lot of. Hoping might take my idea, but I haven't seen a whole lot of father and son like conversations where they're kind of kept, you know. And you know, high school will be here next year, and you know, have his own life. You know, after this is going to be over. You know, he'll probably say, "Dad, can I borrow that car for the prom?" I'm like, "Whoa, slow down, man." And then I'm gonna be like,
Once you get that old.
Yeah. And I'm like, you know, yeah, of course, son, just be careful, you know. So, you know, just kind of capture it all on tape, because you know, with you know, the recent Coil and all that stuff passed away, and you know, you got people passing away. I don't take life for granted no more. You know, just kind of, you know, you got to live, you know, like it's no tomorrow. I mean, just do things for memories.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because you know, almost 9 years ago, there was 4 of us.
Yeah.
My dad and me, and my son, older son, and him. Now it's just 2 of us. So I don't take it for granted at all. Yeah. So we're gonna have a little grown man conversations. I told him, like, listen, you put it on YouTube,
Hey,
you get some subscribers, all that money goes to you.
we'll promote it. I think it's great. I
Yeah.
think these, you know, some of the videos you watch, you'll see my kids are in these videos. They're out here helping me because there's so much just doing the activities, building the time and the memories.
Yeah.
For me, I mean, I guess we all have our own thing, right?
Yeah.
But for me, the tie is the car.
Yeah.
We can converse and have a memory over a car that we don't have any other way.
Right.
And I don't know what it is about that pull to cars, but as a society, we've kind of always been that way. You know, we look at the hot rods and the way we hang on to cars and the way we build memories around them.
Yes.
So many times it's like you and your older son, you know, you have that, he had a newer Mustang, right?
Yeah.
You know, he had that newer Mustang, but you had a connection with him, and now you're building a connection with Jackson here.
Yeah.
It happens to be a Mustang again, but you're fixing to build a connection that will last forever, and it's in a car with the tying bind in that connection.
Yeah, and you know what I noticed was, you know, my idea came, me and my older son's mother, you know, we divorced, but when I would get him on weekends, you know, every weekend or whatever the case is, I would drive down from Springfield to Petersburg, Virginia, or whatever, and it's a lot of traffic, like an hour, 2 hour, 3 hour traffic, right? But when I would pick him up, there'd be no radio on, and our best times was in this Audi I had. Small car, and he would get everything out that he wanted me to know. And I was like, you know what, I wish I would have recorded that. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, I hear his voice still, if I go on his Facebook page, but it's, you know, it's sad. I'm just like, man, I don't want to forget what he sounded like.
Right.
And my dad's a preacher. I have old cassette tapes, him preaching sermons.
Nice.
And I can still hear his voice and stuff like that. I'm like, man, you know, so I don't want that to be lost. I want to make sure we capture that. You know, we just get so busy,
right.
You know, and life is so short.
It's gone.
It's gone. It's out of here.
So I would ask you what your favorite car memory is, but I'm going to hope your answer will be the ones you're about to make.
That's right. That is.
So
the ones I'm about to make. That's why I put a lot of, you know, time and funds in this, and drive, you know, because I started to get a little jealous, man, when I see you driving that 55 Bel Air like every day. I'm like, this guy drives his orange and white car every day. Like, good grief.
So when I tell y'all I drive these things every day, there's proof right there.
Yeah.
I do.
I'm like, I'm gonna get mine driving every day.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, Jackson, anything else you want to add?
No, I'm good.
You looking forward to all this?
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully we can camp out again or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. Just roll.
So here at the shop, or what we call Man Engineering, we build cars to be driven, but we build relationships that last a lifetime. Whether they're between me and Rich, or between Rich and his son, or between me and my kids. And I want to thank you for giving us the opportunity.
Hey, no problem.
And really appreciate you sitting down and talking with us today.
Man, I look forward to the ride, man.
Thank you for making it to the end of the video. If you like what we're doing, if you have interest in this, hit the like button, subscribe to our videos. If you have questions, general comments, suggestions, or just want to know more about the shop, please comment below. Thanks again for watching. Hope to see you in future videos.